Steel box ascended with heavy clunking sounds toward the school's basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes. Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. Don't like that example. You finally arrived. Hi. What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right? Not even close. I agree with him. Okay, everyone find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up now, hurry up. We did what he said and found our seats. Seats were arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else, which meant that it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their tension and unease onto someone else, or anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. I love these cinematic shots though. So the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly death, a deadly untimely demise. Oh, a deadly class trial. God, yes, I would like to save. Trial. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial.
I would love that.
Your votes will determine the results.
Yes, I would love that.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Oh my god.
Don't be a goddamn idiot.
I agree.
Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick?
I mean, you might as well
What's
ask.
going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just
Oh.
because they died. Friendship
That's sad.
penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Oh my god, I hate him so much more now.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people.
And why?
Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
It's about to begin. The debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed. I have to be ready to speak up about everything. This isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. Oh, this is gonna be tense. So tense. Where's my mouse?
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yes.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom.
That's a lie.
She didn't even have a chance to
Really?
resist.
Really? Oh, there it is. God.
She didn't even have a chance to resist.
No, that's wrong.
You're wrong. What is that? What was that?
Just a second, Chihiro.
Try to remember how
my room looked.
I can't follow it.
With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
Yes, we can.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
Of course. Why didn't you know this?
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
No, I'm saying that you're stupid. But yes, I am saying
She
that.
must have been attacked in the main room first. Then she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
Yes.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
I hate YouTube.
Sorry.
Oh, don't cry.
Okay,
Please,
so
don't cry.
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
You need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. Kitchen knife set.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt.
Obviously.
That is the murder weapon.
Oh, no doubt.
So the killer used some random knife they had.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
it's wrong.
That is very wrong.
Which means
Oh, kitchen
that
knife.
knife must be the
Oops.
murder.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
You
Yeah.
could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look
Oh, wow.
real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we
Okay,
presented our
that's fair.
arguments.
Very fair.
Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
Are you
I
sure
don't
about
think that's
that?
true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You
Smart.
really believe that?
She's right. There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well that I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. ALA's account.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does
oh.
that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret. when Nobody would...
That's a lie.
That's wrong.
That's an absolute lie. And everyone knows it. Nope. Just me. And him.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Yeah. Well, I went off to get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. When I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Key.
Yeah, that's right.
Uh-huh.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time.
That's true.
In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Yes.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer.
That's a point of
Each
question.
murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Ugh, good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case!
Good to know.
Did I say that out loud?
Anyway,
Very good to know.
I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife, so I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Who
Hina
knows?
seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall. No, no way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
I can.
Ooh.
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, Well,
Spit
Just
it out.
spit it out already.
I told her.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay. Which means we have airtight alibis.
That looks more like Alibis.
You
Alibis.
stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms. But it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room.
That is one loophole.
So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together?
Oh my god.
It's unwholesome!
I hate him too.
I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility
I hate
is
him
there?
even more.
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
You didn't mention
Why
this?
didn't you say so in the first place?
Exactly.
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Someone who's not here? They're talking about.
Sayaka,
Oh.
she's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Oh, it's so quiet. Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was. Had to have been
I
Sayaka.
got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
Has to be.
That's the only possibility.
Exactly.
And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual.
Are we talking about like Sayori unusual or just nervous
She
unusual?
came into the dining hall. She didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen.
Hmm.
As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water.
Oh.
But most
Oh.
likely,
The person who took the knife was the victim herself!
I'm sure she just took it for
Okay,
self-defense.
so
So
Sayori.
you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all.
You are so
No,
concerning.
you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction?
I guess.
You possess a most terrifying talent.
Sure. Yeah. If I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? They convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to
Oh my
decide
God, how
conclusively
long
that
do these
Makoto
things
is
last?
the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
That'd be great to know.
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Your first Hangman's Gambit is about. I need instructions. Okay. Okay. Oh, hair. Oh. Oh, come on.
Now I understand.
Oh, I almost suffered big time. Hold on a second.
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
I don't know.
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Ha ha ha! Yes, very true, very true!
Oh,
Okay,
God.
then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
She is still
The
concerning.
killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that
Yes.
the room's owner and the
Thank
killer
you,
are one and
Kyoko.
the same.
Giri. Oh, I love saying that. Giri.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Yes.
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No.
plus literally
There are
everything
other
else that we
reasons
just
that prove
said.
why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
I would also like
Do
to
you
hear these.
remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
I do. The killer struggled in getting into the bathroom, and the evidence that proved it is the object the killer broke.
I got it!
Do I have it?
Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob?
What
doorknob?
The
Really?
doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Are the hand cameras?
Oh, yeah, true.
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
I'm starting to lose this. It's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Come on! Ah, bathroom door frame. Is it just a bathroom door frame? That I can do.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Yes.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
Nope. Oh, that's not good.
Shoot!
Oh, crap.
The
Oh, that's
incident
not
took
good.
place in Makoto. Sayaka was first. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her, and they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally, the culprit.
To finish the job,
It was you, wasn't it? We already know the answer.
because Sayaka had locked it.
Nope, this one. There it is.
No,
Oh,
it's
thank you.
wrong.
That was scary. I had half a heart to finish that.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with walking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Okay.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important
'Cause the
detail about
nameplates
the
were
scene of the
switched.
crime.
Oh.
I got it!
Yes.
The killer must not have
What? Are you saying the culprit did...
And yet, he's
Say what?
Well, to be more specific,
Oh boy.
what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we
Yes.
can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would
Oh my
have to
God.
be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'll tell you right now. Leon.
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
Oh my gosh, such a nerd.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, then, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
Terrible idea.
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
No.
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Oh boy.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Please.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe
Good question.
Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me?
Everyone was
Sounds
gonna
like
argue against
someone
you.
doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way. Because...
I got it!
Okay, thank God.
Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms.
The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
Come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay? Sayaka.
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a
my God.
pencil.
Is that the notepad I clicked on about 20 times searching that room?
And these are the words that appear.
Oh my God.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, and I should also
Oh, and
mention...
probably the end
I
of
found
the
notepad
trial.
on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Could have been
And
after.
either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
It could have been
So,
after.
Makoto,
No, I didn't. But
of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Everyone except you.
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
How much
Would
more?
you like to hear what I have to say? Very
Yes.
well then. Pay attention.
Oh my God, it's another bullet time. That's not what it's supposed to be, but whatever. Learn nameplates. Yay. Do I have more than a heart? I do.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that, then they would have gone to Sayaka's.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note, they would not have any connection.
It certainly would seem that way.
Exactly.
The room that Makoto... No, that's wrong.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
Hey, happy 2 hours of recording. It is currently 2:20 in the morning.
They got
Happy
switched.
times.
That's right. The nameplate, as a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's
I just
name.
want to see if I can look at the size of this file that I have to edit later. At least it's only 4. Yes, nameplate
And the
switched.
nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
Yes.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right? Okay, then who did it?
That's a big question. Oh. Okay, so
Me
now
and
I have a full
Sayaka
heart.
were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know...
Would be
You can
Sayaka,
also
yes.
infer as much from her note.
Just us two in 5 minutes to come see me in my room.
She specifically tells the reader she would
Oh.
only have written that if she...
But why would she switch them in the first...
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact...
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them...
To understand that, we first need to understand that's where the answer lies.
What happened then was, whoever she invited over... We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited...
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
I agree.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Oh, gold glitter.
Yes.
Then...
That reminds me. There was...
Oh yeah. What's the deal with...
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
I got it!
Oh, thank you.
All you have
I
to
have
do
2
is
chances
take a
again.
good look at her broken wrist. Right there where her wrist is all swollen.
Something glittery. Gold.
It sure is.
Well, coding.
Specific, you barely have to touch that stuff.
It
and
will
there's
stick,
some on
yes.
her wrist
Yes, on the wrist.
Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
I see.
Alright, then it's a...
Oh my god, there's more. There's more to learn. No, it's so much more difficult. Okay, I'll just hold control for the first go through. Okay, so sheath is out. A certain part of the sword got damaged.
She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
Nope. Oh, that's not good.
Up the kitchen
No.
knife she
Nope,
had
of course.
hidden
And a
away.
hit. And that's it. Game over. Yes, I will give it another shot, please.
refuse to give up yet.
Sword-based sneak attack!
What?
What's wrong?
Hold on. What?
Actually, no.
Oh,
I don't think the
God,
fight
I
started
hate
with
everything.
the sword. Because the sword sheath had been scratched. See? There's a...
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife?
It's too
That was the
early for
only sharp
this.
thing.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
So tired. I gotta take a shower
Okay,
too
so
still.
how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
Which would have been
I think
Sayaka.
I get it.
No,
So here's
it wouldn't
how
have
all
been.
played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Part of her body that shows she never used the sword. Oh, palms.
I got it!
Duh.
You're talking about her palms, right?
Forgot about that. There's no like
The palms of her hands were perfectly clean. So I don't...
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Really?
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Oh, logic. Logic, woman. Logic.
No, that's not it at all.
Logic. Oh yeah, the water's
I
off.
got it!
Duh.
According, in other words, at nighttime.
The water
and
shut off.
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
How many days have we been trapped?
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
Yeah, at least she smells nice.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Dude, it's an insult.
An insult, obviously.
Exactly.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched
Touch
the
grass,
sword,
dude.
then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
It was Sayaka.
I got it!
Yeah. Oh, I'm at 4.5 again.
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked...
So now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
Okay, that makes sense because of the story and her DVD.
She took the knife from the kitchen, and if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up
This
another
trial has
point.
lasted half an hour,
Makoto,
real time.
Sayaka was the one who suggested you to switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the name. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room, where she was staying.
Makoto's.
And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto.
Makoto.
But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If
Okay,
the
that makes
target
sense.
knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
Also makes sense.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky?
Every plan in here seems risky.
For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior.
What are you talking
I'm sure
about?
Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Oh.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation, a totally forgettable kid, or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
I hate you. I hope you know that.
Wait, then
I really do.
saying she had this all planned out?
As a smart killer? Yes.
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one
Wait,
she
there's still so much
planned
more
to murder.
Evidence. Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument.
Where was it supposed to
You're
go?
being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Yeah, it's the whole point of a whodunit murder mystery.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to
Why
this
is this on
mystery.
me?
If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over.
I know exactly what it is. And I'm so glad I do, because I'm just done. Dying message.
It's easy just to say, hey, but there just aren't any more clues, right?
Nope, that's a lie.
No, that's wrong!
Yes, you are very wrong. I'm at full hearts.
There still might be one clue left.
Dining, wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Oh, I wonder what it is.
Before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
Yes.
I got it!
Yes, I knew that for
Her
a fact.
left that could
Thankfully.
only be because she used...
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean? What?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Literally flip it upside down.
What? No, it's just look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers.
Yes.
Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Yes.
Oh, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1, but...
No, that's what Kirikiri assumed, and then I assumed that. Then I made everyone else
Looking
assume
at it
that.
now, you could also
Ooh,
read
you're
it
jumpy.
as an N.
Yes.
Whoa! You might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Ouch.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
I don't
But
want to
even
know
if
what that means.
really is an N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Rotate the...
Oh my god.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
So, whose name did she...
Select someone. Not me.
Here's
Yeah.
my answer.
Easily.
The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N.
Oh, I'm glad they did it for me.
L-E-O-N. Or more accurately,
Leon.
Leon.
Oh, jeez.
What the hell are you talking about?
It's
It's
finally
just
done.
a bunch of random
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
Was this Dora the Explorer? Like, try this out. Or 5-minute life hacks? Something like that?
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me.
Not as much of a stretch as what you said.
I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
I could, because
If
it's
you're
true.
not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
This?
I got it!
Yes, thankfully.
You mean, as the killer stabbed
Ooh.
Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough.
Are you finally
Oh my
starting
God.
to understand?
Yeah.
Oh. When?
Shoot!
Nope, never mind. Where? God! Wow. And a 50-50.
I got it!
Oh my god.
If
At
we
least they
look
gain half.
closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You'd need the key to get in. And the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
No, that's pretty wrong. No, my god. It's been going for 40 minutes now. I started this at 2 a.m. It's almost 3. There absolutely was a way to use the incinerator without...
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in
Nope.
order to just...
Nope, that's
No, that's wrong.
because you can throw the crystal ball or the glass ball and start the incinerator.
Hold on. I
Because you
think
wouldn't
I
be able
know
to
how
turn it
someone could
off
dispose of the evidence
since that's all you
without
have.
using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball.
But how would you use it?
Divine with it? Roll it. No, you gotta throw it. God, and I'm back
killer
to 3
simply
hearts.
took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was
I'm not gonna
through
wake up
that
early tomorrow.
gap in the gate.
Thank God it's only Saturday.
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Someone turn the incinerator on. Yes.
Hifumi had the key. So it was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate.
That's smart.
Once they got the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on!
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer
Oh,
never actually
and
went
Leon is
inside
the
the trash
baseball
room.
all-star. Or the ultimate
The
baseball.
shards of broken glass, the incinerator
Student.
left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just...
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right?
Like home plate?
The pinpoint accuracy would need
could you use
to
mine
throw
home
a
plate?
glass ball. Could someone...
That's right! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Difficult, absolutely.
Because the killer is... ultimate baseball star.
I got it!
Fanfic creator?
Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that
Oh,
right?
baseball star.
Do you have any idea?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball
Oh,
star.
she is shocked.
You can't be serious! I'm not the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling
You still won't admit it? Makoto, Go ahead and review the incident one more time to make, and with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! Say what you want, Leon. But all the... Now here's...
Yes, I need to know about this.
Here's exactly what
Okay.
happened.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning.
Oh my god.
Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them.
Oh, I love the theme music playing right now.
She
This is
attacked
probably
them
my
with the
favorite
knife she'd
minigame
taken from the kitchen earlier.
because it is just fill in the blanks. I love that. Okay, I'm right.
But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword.
Okay, that is right. Perfect.
And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed
Ooh, that's
Sayaka.
brutal.
But with what strength she had remaining, to keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that,
Dun dun.
all her strength was gone. With Sayaka... First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room
All
to
sounding
destroy
good.
their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there, but the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hero's crystal ball, which he'd left in the laundry room.
Okay.
The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch.
That is impressive aim.
For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw. But the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life.
Makes sense.
Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief.
Yeah, except they should have known they would have messed up.
But there was one thing they missed.
Obviously.
Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that
Boom.
right, Leon?
Oh, he's scared. Oh, thank God it's finally over.
It would appear that Hero simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon,
Do I object?
Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object, I object, I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence?
Literally
Without
everything I
evidence,
just
it's all
described.
Bullshit. It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that
Oh my
proves you
God.
did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
Yes. Oh my God, more mechanics.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
Oh, thank God. That is so much easier than the game made it out to
The
seem.
screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used.
Oh,
to
it's a
get
screwdriver. No.
Stu!
Oh my God, is it done?
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem.
That's very Scream-esque, I guess. Like the painting. Monokuma vote. Easy. I love these little cutscenes. They just add a cartoony feel to it.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Oh my God. Am I finally gonna get done with chapter 1? Oh. Ooh. Oh, that's adorable. Ooh. This is a nice animation. Ooh. Oh, that's not good. That's a machine gun. With baseballs lined up. And they all get to watch. The 1000 blow. Ooh. Ooh. In the head, that would kill someone easily. Yep, definitely dead. Definitely dead. Can't see the aftermath? Whew. That's painful. But I want to see it. Makoto, can I talk to you for a second?
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well, I'm psychic.
What?
Kidding. I just have a pretty good intuition. Tiny claps, tiny claps. Great reference. I gotta go to bed. I gotta take a shower. Alright, good night, good morning, whatever it is at 3 a.m. Bye.